It's recording on this computer. Hello. So yesterday, and we're casual. We are not responsible for what you want to take out of this. That's your own thought process. But we're thinking and we're discussing something that's really happened, something that we can see, something as when we've been through. I think Peirce, I mean, you've been through quite a bit of abuse and being
Yeah.
mistreated, and we're here when we do what we do is raising awareness
Mhm.
to the community to spot the red flags, spot the signs of an abuser and a dominator,
Yeah.
controller. And we had
Yeah.
the most incredible experience yesterday, and that went
Yeah.
out live. Live.
Mm.
Now, before it goes out live, we ask and we get the people to sign up and say,
Yeah.
look, do you agree on the terms and conditions before you come to the event? You agree on the
Yeah.
terms and conditions of that this material is going to go out live as awareness. So it's very
Yeah.
key how you act in the public arena. All right.
Yeah.
So the meeting was about consciousness, pursuit of the
Yeah.
truth regarding mental health. Aren't we
Mm.
all in pursuit of the truth regarding
Yes.
mental health?
Yes.
That we agree on. I said, well, I should get a pen and paper for this, shouldn't I? And that we agree on. Okay.
Yes, we do.
So, pursuit of the truth regarding mental health. We agree. We agree that we are all looking for a solution. Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely. Definitely.
Uh,
Otherwise, we wouldn't be looking at all.
in looking for that solution regarding the truth about mental health, we have to look at the dangers.
Yeah.
Now, that's a tall order because people are not aware of the dangers unless they're in the dangers.
True.
But
True.
learning to spot the dangers so you don't make the same mistakes or be in the environment is key. Now, that's very key with an individual that you meet on
Mm.
more than one occasion. But if you're
Yeah.
meeting someone for the first time, that is when you have to analyze the
Yeah.
behavior. So, yesterday we did a live pursuit of the truth regarding mental health. Now, I'm about truth here and nothing but
Mm.
the truth. But it's my
Truth and
truth,
honesty.
my experience. But luckily, there was 12 of us that shared the same experience live on
Mhm.
Facebook. Out of that meeting, and I've played it back and played it back, and I was shocked, but I was prepared. It's almost like I knew it was going to happen, that I was
Yeah.
going to be dominated live on air. I knew the behavior.
Mm.
I could recognize it. So, from that meeting, what did you pick up from the meeting?
Well, I I must say I wasn't prepared for some of the stuff that I witnessed because the title of that session was um, searching. We searching for the truth about mental health, and we're looking for answers, and we're looking for way forward by discussing and sharing our own stories. That is how that was described. And this was supposed to be us as a group sharing our stories, sharing our experiences and our views. But I felt like there was one person who wanted to be in charge. And when I say in charge, I'm being polite, who wanted to control how you say things, what you say, and how you see things. I tend to believe that you share your own experiences so that people can reflect on it and pick what works for them and leave what doesn't. I don't dictate to people that you should take what I'm saying um, as gospel. You have to reflect on it yourself, and a lot of stuff you have to apply it to your own situation. But this guy, what was his name?
Let's not mention a name. We don't need to mention a name.
Okay, yeah, he seemed to think he was in control and in charge of everybody. And to me, sounded like he would have preferred to speak to each and every one of us separately and tell us exactly what to say, how to say it. And that really didn't work for me. I mean, if somebody's going to say in the middle of what you're saying, I mean, as if we're in nursery school, that was just
That's called
ridiculous.
dismissive behaviour.
That was ridiculous.
That's
You have said to people, we are coming together to talk about something, and then you are stopping people expressing themselves
live
and
on Facebook.
speaking over people. You give someone a chance to speak, and before they even finish a sentence, you are speaking over them. No, 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 not that. Don't say that. I didn't do that. I didn't say that. You don't say it that way. And a question directed at an individual, and this person wanted to answer for them as if the individual cannot speak for themselves. I found that really disrespectful and rude.
And the very seriousness of that was the person hadn't disclosed to their family about
Yeah,
medication they were taking, and so
yeah.
therefore um, I didn't think it was explained. Being as he is group leader, he should have been explaining what the group were putting
What to
themselves
expect?
into. So when the
Yeah,
person came on in front of all of us, disclosed his face, name, maybe not location, okay, that's fair enough, but disclosed his discomfort for, are we going to be going out? What kind of information is going out there? I mean, first of all, you shoe up. So you knew you were going to be with amongst other people. You shoe up, but you were misinformed by your own leader
yeah,
of the event. But so when you received the event that I gave by email by them, clearly said what the event was about, who
yeah. It
they
was
were
very
meeting,
clear.
etc. So this person that show their discomfort in, oh, I don't know if I'll be happy. It's go that individual leader overspoke that person and forcefully told them, you will just do this, pretty much.
Yeah, he just go on. Let's just go on, he said. Let's just get on with it. That
He
gentleman
took
had,
the choice away.
had every right. Yeah, he had every right to ask the questions that he was asking, but instead he was just chopped off, really.
It took the choice away, didn't it? Absolutely took the
Yeah,
choice away from that guy. And so I offered a few solutions. Okay, let's change the name. Let's take your camera off before we go live. What do you want to do about it? And even though I asked those questions, I was overspoken. The control
yeah,
was, he will just do it. And and it was like, you're taking a power away from me in
yeah,
what I need to do to make sure that the people that are coming in my arena are comfortable with. And you try to overpower me. So that was the beginning. Okay.
yeah,
Step one. Step then two was the over our conversation,
mm,
interrupting when I could see that there was a person that had been waiting so long to
so
speak.
long.
So
Yeah,
you will see
yeah,
that in the video as well, that
mm,
it was capsulated that he not only spoke over to me where I was about to bring the other person in to say, go ahead, um, I can say her name, go ahead and speak. He interrupted her too, so he wouldn't allow her to speak. He didn't allow me to speak. And he went, shh, don't
mm,
interrupt me. Now, when someone says, don't interrupt me, we felt that in domineering
yeah.
and control,
Mm.
in domestic violence, in
It
domestic.
takes away your confidence. It took away my confidence. I mean, I actually had. a lot to say, but I ended up not saying anything because what I didn't want was for somebody to then say me, no, 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 that's not it, or shh, while I'm in the middle of speaking. So yeah, most of it I just stepped back and was thinking, what is going on here?
Yeah, so that was uncomfortable, and I received messages during that broadcast saying, "Can you just get this man off?" And that was other men saying that, uh, writing to me, "Can you just get this man off of here because I'm really uncomfortable. This is really, really rude. He's not interested in anything anyone has to say." And that was a written message to me. And so when we're giving feedback about this, I mean, I shall send this to the individual so they're aware of um, how they affect other people, and they should
Yeah,
be accountable for that
yeah,
action, and so they can do better and improve next
yeah,
time.
yeah.
If you're going to teach about the three principles, that is the truth, nothing but it,
Mhm,
and as he said,
mhm.
your truth, my truth, but the footage will show and speak for itself. When we're talking about evidence, it will speak for itself. Um,
Yeah,
we mean no harm, but we're speaking where you can improve your life, and we recognize these signs as abuse in a sense. That's not the only thing that happened. The other thing that happened was when another male came in, different accent, different
mm,
language, spoke of, started to speak. He was interrupted immediately with, "Right, I'm off." And we hadn't even finished the show. The show that was been set for a whole month. You could not walk out in the middle of a TV broadcast, but you
you
can walk
don't
out in the middle of a broadcast that is going out live to the whole world.
live
That was like
global.
Piers Morgan, yeah, over Meghan Markle dispute. It
Exactly.
literally
Yeah,
was. I felt like Meghan Markle, I did, and he was like Piers Morgan, and what he had to say was more important than anybody else. And I get he's following a method, somebody's theory. Now I can use the theory because the theory is based on Sydney Banks, and it's well documented. Sydney Banks spoke of his interpretation of life. And what
mm,
about the mind and the power of the mind? Well, hold on a minute.
mm,
What I felt like was that Sydney Banks is one person.
yeah,
What about Martin Luther King? What about what
yeah.
about what about what your name? What about all these people in leadership? They speak of the power of
Yeah, he can't be
the mind.
representing the whole world. Yeah,
Sydney
he can't
Banks
be
cannot.
representing the whole world.
Yeah, Sydney Banks cannot be responsible for everybody's minds because
Yeah.
you have the is it the K, is it KAIZEN theory, philosophy.
Mm,
You've got the law of
mhm,
attraction, philosophy, theory.
mm.
You've got
Yeah,
you've got so much leadership
yeah,
theories to just try and open your mind. It cannot. I've never met Sydney Banks. Who the hell is Sydney
yeah,
Banks? I don't know who Sydney Banks is. Have I listened to his voice? Yes, I've listened to his voice and his seminars. He's dead now, but I've listened to what his message is, and his message is think. The power of the mind, you own everything. You can do whatever you want. But I will
yeah,
address where abuse, which doesn't get addressed, comes into form, is that when you injure people, it takes a long time for them to get back up, where they can get the
yeah.
confidence and rebuild the confidence. And that's why the rebuilding
Mm,
and rediscovery is important. So
yeah,
rediscovering, it means opening up your eyes,
yeah,
broadening your horizon. The sky is the limit. But in the process of reaching your limit, you're going to come up against these barriers, these people that have their own agenda. And when you are up
yeah,
against these people that have their own agenda, do you do it my way? It's my way is the right way. At any cost, they will try and tear you down
yeah,
to do it their way. Now that's bullying. And now I
yeah,
felt bullied in a public place yesterday. I also then received this message, which I'm going to read out. I felt this man to give me feedback. He quoted this, and I want to see what you take. He said, this is a quote. So after I sent a message, great talk. Everyone felt it was very interesting. I just wanted to say thank you. That's how I did it. I knew it was negative, but I wasn't going to entertain the negative, okay? And I just wanted to give thanks for the opportunity that we all experienced at that time, which is good enough for me. He sent back this, which I felt was a smack in the mouth. But I got the concept, and it was my choice to think about it. It was a quote from Enlightened. He's written. Gardner revisited. Andy once asked, what is the difference between simple changing our thoughts, like many of popular therapeutic practices, such as a positive thinking or affirmations propose, and what your sorry, interruptions there, and what you are referring to. Let's put it away. Let's put it this way, Eric. You simply replace one thought with another. It will only provide temporary relief. On the other hand, when you start to find the true nature of thoughts, it will take you to a deeper level of understanding, which helps create a more prominent, deeper, healthier outlook on life, because you are finding your own inner wisdom. And I thought to myself, I know what you're doing right now. Just because you sent me this is what you're saying is I'm battling your thought process. This is what this message is about. And so I put great quote, because it works both ways. It's
exactly.
Great quote. He then, this morning I received another message, and it went on to say, Kerry, not good morning, not hello, or nothing like that. Point blank, Kerry, I wanted to thank you for the show today. You have beautiful, caring people. I don't own any.
Yeah, I kept saying people. What does that even mean?
I do not own, and I'm going to break down this message with you. I wanted to thank you for the show. Me too. You have beautiful, caring people who are following your sharing. What do you make of that comment?
So you own people.
That's what.
But you see, he's actually he's exposing himself. Whatever he's doing, he feels he owns those people.
There you go. Then we go on to.
But he doesn't.
You care and you are helping. True. I feel it's best for you not to join our group.
Did you say you wanted to join their group?
I just thought they had regular meetings that anyone could attend to find out more about, hi, how are you? How are you all doing? Because you form relationships with people, don't you? How are you all doing?
Yeah.
How's it going? But here we have a controlled group, okay?
Yeah.
So it says, I feel it's best for you not to join our group. There was no joining. All it was is a discussion as if we had yesterday. Hey, the world.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
exactly.
I feel it's best for you not to join our group. Okay. Now, he goes on to say, I gave this some time to consider and am comfortable with this. He's comfortable that I don't go into his arena. Great. Okay. Me too. In a way, I should have made it more of an effort to educate you on the three principles and uncover by Sydney Banks. A dead man. How can you educate me on three principles when I live on my own three principles? Regain, recover, rediscover. Pick yourself up from that trauma that we've ever had. You know, sorry, regain control of the situation that you're in. That means analyzing. Okay, this is uncomfortable. It's time to do something. Recover means that you've made that change and now you're starting to heal. Rediscovery means that you're exploring the world in a different light and you have got those blinkers off. That's three principles for me. It's the same theory, isn't it? Free your mind, free your troubles, control your outcome by applying action. Mind, thought, vision. So what is this guy on? Crack, that's what I feel. Perhaps you will take a deeper look at this on your own. I told you I've already listened to the man Sydney Banks, his voice, the dead man's voice. You cannot speak to me any longer. And this person here who is preaching, he is not doing Sydney Banks' theory because it's control.
Does he realize? Listen, this is the thing. Does he realize that you can listen to the same thing and understand it differently?
Absolutely, and it will apply in every situation differently.
Yeah,
because
and you can apply what you hear differently to different situations and different levels. I mean, our recovery is not an instant thing, it's a journey, and how you apply these theories depends on where you are. So it doesn't necessarily mean you have
to. Where are you going? Come here. Just hold on because I'm recording as well. Just briefly, you ended that meeting yesterday without mentioning the person's name. What did you find? Because you was a guest on that panel that went out live. What did you find? I've had a message today, and the message is basically I'm not welcome. Yeah, and we've all had a discussion how we felt about that meeting yesterday, but we haven't heard yours, and you've listened to a bit of us. What do you make of that meeting yesterday? What did you pick up from that meeting yesterday? Because you were one of the people that wrote to me. I was explaining to Peirce that you wrote, some people was writing to me during that live broadcast to say, get that person off. I'm uncomfortable. So what was your take on it?
his own showmanship. Was very rude, sort of quiet and stopped interrupting. At all. On more than one occasion, I took you to be the host of the meeting, and I felt you were doing your effort best to make sure that all participants, including myself, had a fair crack, if I can call it that, to say what it is he or she wanted to say, and I just felt he ignored that aspect from you and just made it about, well, it's just my show, and I'm going to talk, and I want this person to talk before I get you to let who you want to talk. And then, most importantly for me, towards the end of the meeting, when somebody mentioned Hitler or Adolf, and not even in that context, the rude and abrupt exit by two or maybe three of the personally.
Yeah, it's like he picked up and took his team with him straight away the minute an individual spoke on their feeling of something, and without him getting to finish off the conversation, right, gotta go. And that was before we even finished the broadcast.
Very, very high.
We explained this as Piers Morgan syndrome.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. He heard something, still unsure what it is that he heard that he didn't like. And his team decided, well, he decided, and the team followed. And
I love the concept of the people who were telling their story about their pain, their addiction, their growth, and what they're doing. In a sense, I still feel that they are in recovery. I feel that they are in recovery, definitely trying to rediscover. And I feel that they are vulnerable, and I feel that they are being manipulated and exploited.
Yeah.
Only would not actually say that before that meeting. And I'm not saying, I feel that, and then I was trying to pick up, I think that they like group therapy, which I feel is very beneficial for anyone. Their group therapy is not regular, it's only every once a week, whatever it is, but they're not discussing the current problems, maybe like diabetes and all of those things and what they can do to replace it. It's not my remit to follow anyone. I don't think you should take out of discussions what fits for you, but you can't be led down the garden path where it's dismissing and hurting people. And I think that's what I take from that interview. It was hurtful to people, so it's not it wasn't a rewarding experience. And I think that's what he's saying about he felt the same way. It wasn't a rewarding experience for him, for we're not going to follow that instruction as to 3 principles, his way. I don't identify it in his way, because his way is unkind, cruel, rude, dictatorship. And to say that I can be a part of a group, mind, thought, consciousness, but you limit. See, mind, thought, consciousness means never limiting yourself. And what he's done is limited me.
Yeah.
So he stopped, and he limited quite a few people on that show. He limited us with our abilities to speak freely by cutting us off.
It's not even as if anybody was being rude or abusive to anyone, so he felt to take charge. Control.
Well, you know what? He done me a favour. I won't be following that, which I think everybody takes out of it what they want, and it's good for them, for the meaning of even having a discussion about life is good for them. But they're going to do their own thing anyway, and they cannot be robots. Simple. I feel for me, I did take out of control. I feel that man's got issues. He also pointed out that he didn't have a lived experience like many of us did. So there's the different meaning of life straight away, and where someone is growth-wise, or what they've just experienced, or what they're coming out of it. He thinks you can just click your fingers and you will be cured.
I think the fact that he didn't have an experience of it, to him meant that he is better than all of us. And to him, it meant that then he is the one that should have the final say. And that's what I was arguing. That was my argument to him when he was saying, "Oh, you're not searching for anything. Oh, you don't need answers. And you're not looking for anything." Seriously, why am I coming to you if I'm not looking for anything? Why are we having the conversation? Why are we calling it in pursuit of the truth?
If you have the answer.
Yeah, pursuing something is looking for an answer. Why did he even agree to call it that? If he kept saying, you're not looking for answers, you don't need to look for anything. He contradicted himself from so many angles.
Not a very good experience. It was a great experience with all of us finding out, and okay, uncomfortable in places, yes, completely. And I felt, in a sense, power. Do you know how I felt power?
Mm.
You know how I felt it? The power of that session. That I did not make myself look like a fool.
Yeah.
And I think you'd be a fool to follow anyone that wants to control you like that in a public arena. And therefore,
Can you imagine how it could be outside of the public? If he could be like that in public, can you imagine what he's like
you are
behind closed?
exposing your hands and what you are, because again, we look at behavior. He might look at the world. We're looking at the world needs to be, that means you have to look at behavior.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Full stop. So if we're
Yeah.
looking, we're on that recovery and rediscovery and looking at the behavior, like I said, if you see a fire, you've never seen the fire before, when you touch it, you're going to get burned. You ain't going to touch it again, are you? So we are on that discovery of looking at behavior. And I will be absolutely honest. I couldn't marry a man like that.
No. Rather be alone.
And I can't hold a friendship with someone like that. So the universe, trust the universe, will always get rid of unwanted baggage out of your way. You must see the errors of someone's ways and avoid it next time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's getting more easier when doors are shut. It's like, thank you, I'm so protected.
Yeah.
Thank you, I really am protected. Because you no longer are going to be an influence on me, or to make me feel that I've done something wrong, or to make me feel that I've said something wrong, or to make me feel that if I speak, I'm going to be blocked. No, and that's what happened. The blockage.
You know, all that talk about, oh, I feel you shouldn't join our group and blah, 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 blah. It's that, you know, the attitude, people with the attitude that I'll beat you to it. He obviously knew you were not going to join. He obviously,
he said,
but you just want to say.
He said that it's an invitee only. Why have I been coming to your meetings then? You know why I came to your meeting? One, because I question, if you're having these talks and it's about the well-being of mental health, then and is it for everyone to come and get some benefit of mental health, right? To talk, yeah, like going to an AA meeting, isn't it? Then why are you only doing invite only and selecting who you want and then outcasting who you want? Because that's what he's done to me. He outcasted me. Go away. You are too powerful for me. You've discovered what I'm doing.
Exactly. It's a compliment. It's a compliment to you. It's a compliment to you. To me, it's in a way saying I couldn't control you, so I'm gonna remove myself from you.
Because you're gonna change the minds of the people that I've got in my arena right now, right? Because I've already done that. I did that in front of you. And the reason why I did it is because I questioned your authority. I questioned you. And when I questioned you, you tried to tell everybody to stop talking to me and to even who they could send an appointment to. Now, I had an appointment booked, which I didn't go and get. Somebody says, oh, a doctor would like to speak to you about the principles, etc. I then had a message to say that this individual who was in a meeting with doesn't want me to have that meeting with that person. There's conflict. I'm looking forward to the meeting, because for me, what I felt was that there was control. You are trying to stop me from speaking, or basically you're trying to stop other people from speaking about themselves and experience.
I was left with one question. Why is he so intense on this control? I think he has issues of his own.
Yeah.
Which he hasn't acknowledged as yet.
I do. I think, you know, I think it's a great thought process because we're thinking, we're discovering what is uncomfortable, and we're looking at behaviour, and we're looking at who's creating that behaviour, what's their agenda, and what are they doing to the people around them. And so I feel that, yes, it's great to have a discussion about our lives. There has to be a solution to wellness, not control. And it is what it is. I see it for what it was. So I think now, when we don't like to put labels on anything, but if we're going to remove the word controlling, then I'm going to say that everybody is relatable to what Peirce Morgan has done, and we'll call that Peirce Morgan syndrome. I have nothing to lose. I've been outcasted. So I speak my truth on my experience. And from this experience, I set myself free from never to have to bother having this conversation again, because I know that, as you guys have been my witnesses, and so all of the other people, it isn't me. It wasn't me. It was complete bloody utter rudeness.
Yeah, I did feel for you when he went. I was like, what? Don't speak. Hey.
And I thought, it's my bloody show, but now.
That's what I'm saying. I was thinking, how can he be shutting you up on your own show? Shh, don't speak. Why?
Well, I've uploaded it to the YouTube channel, so you can get it there.
I hope people will comment on it, because I just don't want to think that more people are going to be going to him, thinking they're getting help when they're just being manipulated into a little box. I spoke about the box intentionally, and he didn't like it.
It's invite only. It's invite only. So the fact that it's invite only, then keep your invitation, because I don't want it. So for me, you've shown your hand.
How do you even find these people to invite?
Who the hell writes you a message like that, though? Who the hell writes you a message? You can't come in my gang. It's like this. It's like a gang, isn't it? You want to be in my gang? My gang is a song about that, and it's like, you can't join my. It's like playground bullshit, if I'm honest. It's like picking sides and saying, you can't come and play my football match because you don't have the right trainers on, right? And I'm thinking to myself, well, hold on a minute. Training is training. Hey, you are a shit trainer. And I am saying you're only as good as the people that you train. And if you set out to do a training, you're training people. Well, you failed right there miserably, because you're only as good as the person that you train. And if you didn't train this person right, then you're teaching, or you're not speaking the right love language, for starters. So let's change your shitty love language, all right? Because now I've changed my love language to an aggressive tone, because that's the one that he's going to know. He speaks an aggressive tone. So I have to speak that language back, so he will identify the message of disgruntlement also. But look at the way of control. I dissected the way of control. I won't be controlled. And that's why it's called boundaries, values, identification, looking at the red flags, and never to touch that damn flame again. Pursuit of the truth regarding mental health, I think that's what we're all doing. And I think so far we found the right path. Looking for that truth. And that is, again, identifying people's behaviour. So you can walk a journey unscorned and protected, because no one's going to, if you're kind to people, then you're going to be giving kindness back, and you've got nothing, not a bad word to say. But when you show nastiness and bitterness, then you're going to have Chinese whispers on your back, aren't you? Because you're the one that's highlighting your behavior. So if we're identifying your behavior, and that's more than one, men and women identifying that behavior, then I will say I'm the better trainer, because I identify you are not ready to teach people correctly. Not when you hurt them. I'm the trainer. That's why mum's the word. Right, I'm anything you have to say, because I'm going to send this back so they're aware. They want feedback. They gave me feedback. I'm going to give them feedback. So would you like to give a final word to the individual that affected our emotions temporarily?
I would say that if he genuinely wants to help people, he needs to introspect. He needs to reflect on this, because it was watched by everybody. And when people are giving feedback, like man to man, if it was just us women saying we felt that way, you probably could say maybe we just feeling like the weaker gender, but other men saw it as well. And that speaks volumes. And this feedback is about correcting red flags or highlighting red flags. It's up to him to reflect on this, and if he genuinely wants to help people, maybe he needs to change something in his approach. But if he's not going to take this on board, then my view is he's got issues himself. He probably needs some kind of intervention himself as well. You don't go out to control people. You don't go out to control people.
We've just done that. We have just done intervention.
Yeah.
By discussing this.
People. It's either you unite with people, come together with people, or you don't.
Yeah.
Once you go the control side, it's abuse in itself.
Yeah. So anyone saying, when I read this, it says I feel it's best for you not to join our group. Me, because I'm discussing it, people will think, oh, she's bitter. She's mad because she can't join the group. Come on, I've got my own group. I welcome anyone.
That's one place. That's one thing he said that was right. You don't have to join his group.
Yeah, that's right.
You are very right there, because it wouldn't be a match.
Nah, I'm a little bit further forward, love. And again, it's leadership skills. How do you treat the people around you? We're not your possessions. How do you treat them? We're not your possessions. And I felt like I was possessed. I was controlled. That's how I felt yesterday. Very controlling, and I didn't like it. I didn't feel good about it. I didn't feel comfortable with it. But I realised, wait, what an experience this is, mate! And I just literally turned that thought process in. It's an experience, and this is something where we come together. We talk about our experiences in our group, in which anyone is welcome. And you will never be outcasted if you can sustain a conversation, So it's all about talking and not punishing someone because they are talking. Yeah. And I felt punished because I have freedom of expression, because I'm exploring my mind, and I felt that I got punished for it. So I'll take that as bad leadership, and I don't want that training from that department. So on that note,
I think the meeting served a purpose. It highlighted to people that there can be people who claim to be, but then you have to watch if they're actually being.
You heard that, and I think I'll say it. It really did highlight people to proclaim, aha,
To be, but are they really being?
that's right. So, you know, check out the tools and make sure the tools and equipments are well oiled and every part works correctly. Because, you know, if something is making a loud noise, it may need oiling down a little bit to lower that squeak and that tone. Put it back in line with the rest of the chains, and then we could ride that cycle together because then we're equal, aren't we? Right. That's what I call equality. Talking, getting it off my chest. Isn't that what we're taught? Thank you very much for the therapy.
All right. Thanks.
Oh, fantastic.
That guy needs to rethink. He needs to rethink himself. You can only progress if you